Good morning. So yesterday I made a video about how to secure your system from certain attackers, and I've decided not to post that particular video, but to do another one. And this one's going to be a little less explicit because I don't want to give away too much information about my own system. Now, having said that, uh, I'm going to start by talking about a tool called Etherape. And Etherape is a graphical tool that will show you your wide area network and what machines are currently connected to yours. So, for example, if you have your browser open and you are looking at Google's homepage, you're going to have a connection from a Google server to your own machine uh, over HTTPS, giving you serving you the web pages, for example. But you're also going to find that you're going to have analytical servers connected to you by UDP, for example. Uh, and if it's a Google server, or if it's Yahoo, or if it's something from Facebook, or these kinds of services that you're using, you understand that you've requested these connections, and so you're happy to have them. In any case, the way that you would install Etherape is, oops, this should work. All right, so I already have it installed, as you can see here. So, of course, it didn't add it, uh, but that's what you would do. So once you have that installed, then you just type in sudo Etherape, and I always add the ampersand to have it run in the background. Now, I'm not going to run this now because if I did, it would show you my network, and I don't want to make that public. But what I can do is I can come over here and open up Etherape here, open up my browser and search for Etherape. And let's get some images up here. So this is the sort of thing that you'll see where you've got, here's a server from Google, here's one from SourceForge, and all of these red areas here, this is all serving up HTTP, the World Wide Web, HTTP. So here's a blue one, and this is, looks like domain information. What is this over here? But you can have cups, you can have ICMP, all kinds of different protocols that you can see the connections. Now, as you can see here, some of them have names and some of them don't have names. So when it has a name, it's resolving through inatter.arpa. You can know who it is that's connecting. But if you see something like this 66.151.61.142, then you don't know what that is. You can do an nslookup of this, where is it now? 64.94.107.24. Oops, that's .24. There we go. And you see here, the server can't find that in the inatter.arpa domain. So that's the name server domain for DNS, and so you don't know who that is. And my feeling is that if you don't know who it is, if they don't want you to know who they are, you really don't want them looking at your system. Now, in this case here, if they're serving you a web page, then they're probably all right. This is HTTP, so it's probably all right. But if it's something like UDP, then you don't know. Anyway, let's take this number here, and we can do a couple of things. First of all, we can do a whois on this. And if you don't have these programs like whois and nslookup, you can install them. All right, so this is telling me it's Internap Holding. So they're probably an ISP. They're probably just, hosting some person on this server. But what we can do now is we can open up another. Where am I here? We can open up another one of these guys here, and we can put the server name in here. It says it's connecting. Well, I don't see HTTP colon. All right, so it's not connecting to that server. But if it was actually serving a web page, then we would see that. And if it was something that you had requested, then you would know it's all right. But since we couldn't find it, what we can do is we can do a sudo UFW. That's the uncomplicated firewall. That's the firewall I'm using. And we can deny from, oops. It was 24, wasn't it? Yeah, that should be 24. Let me just take another look at this, because I have a feeling that we were looking for the wrong thing. When we open this up here and we put this in, I think we put in the wrong thing. 24. This is connecting, but nothing's being served. All right, so that answers my question. So we can do this sudo UFW deny from blah, blah, blah. And now there's a rule added to my firewall, and my system now is completely invisible to 64.94.107.24. That means if they try to ping me or anything like that, they're just going to have the host unreachable message come back to them, which means that they are now unable to, if they can't see me, they can't scan my ports or anything like that. They can't have any kind of attack on me. So I am functionally invisible to them at this point. And so I've added that on my Linux computer firewall. I can also go in and I can modify the firewall on my router so that they're not able to see my router anymore. So if you've got strange systems that are talking to your system with something like UDP, or you can, and you can't find them in the inaddr ARPA, and it's not a web page that you've requested, I would say to block them. with your firewall so that you become invisible to them. Now, I do this on a regular basis. I go in and check, and I see whom I'm connected to and who's sending me packets and requesting packets. And I just make myself invisible to these people who are unknown entities. The only thing that you can know about them is their IP address. You can't find out any more information. Now, when you do a whois on them, you will get back information about their ISP, the service who is running the computer that they're on. And so you'll see that there's email information here, and you can send them an email and ask them about, who is this, who is on this computer, why are they connecting to me, etc. And you may get a reply back, you may not. I did this the other day for one of these ISPs, and I got a message saying something like, we never open messages that have attachments, therefore, would you please submit it again? And there was no attachment on it, so I guess they don't want to reply to these kinds of questions. But the email address is there, so you can give it a try if it's something that concerns you, or you can just block them in your firewall and become functionally invisible to them. Anyway, I hope this helps you stay safe on the internet. I highly recommend that you install Etherape, and then that you use nslookup and whois to determine who's taking a look at your system, and then you can use your firewall to block them. It's either the uncomplicated firewall or whatever firewall you're running on your system. Of course, I can't give you information on any other firewalls. You'll have to look up the way to add rules. Now, another rule that I've added on there, I've added two others. I've added I'm blocking all UPnP, for example. So this UPnP, is it a security risk? Yes, it is a security risk. And so I block that on my router. And also, because I'm not running any Mac systems on here, I am blocking Bonjour. There's no reason, I don't want any Mac systems connecting to my drives. I don't even want them doing port scans on that. So I blocked Bonjour. So there are other things that you can do, and you can research them and learn about them. But this is how you start making your system safer using your firewall. Anyway, I hope this helps you, and